The mystery of JonBenét Ramsey's death has haunted the public for more than 2 decades, leaving questions unanswered and suspicions unresolved. On Christmas morning of 1996, 6-year-old JonBenét's life was tragically cut short under circumstances that continue to perplex and disturb. Despite exhaustive investigations, numerous theories, and a media frenzy, the case remains a chilling, unsolved mystery. In this video, we will revisit the details of the case, examine the key theories, and explore the impact it had on the Ramsey family and American culture at large. Viewer discretion is advised. The content of this video discusses a sensitive and disturbing topic. JonBenét Patricia Ramsey was born on August 6, 1990 in Atlanta, Georgia to John and Patsy Ramsey. The family, well-off and well-connected, moved to Boulder, Colorado in 1991, where John Ramsey, a successful software executive, hoped to offer a better life for his family. Little did they know, the very life they had hoped to create would soon unravel in the most tragic of ways. JonBenét, named after her father, JonBenét Ramsey, was a bright, bubbly child who captured the hearts of many with her participation in child beauty pageants. Patsy, a former beauty queen herself, was deeply invested in her daughter's pageant success, and JonBenét went on to win several titles, including Little Miss Colorado. The family's idyllic life, however, would come to a horrifying end on Christmas Eve of 1996. On the night of December 25, 1996, JonBenét's mother, Patsy Ramsey, awoke to find a strange, lengthy ransom note on the staircase. The note demanded a ransom of $118,000 for the safe return of JonBenét. This specific amount, identical to the Christmas bonus John Ramsey had received the previous year, raised immediate suspicions that the kidnapper had some knowledge of the family's financial matters. The ransom note was long and oddly worded, with phrases like, "We are a group of individuals that represent a small foreign faction," phrases that seemed lifted from a movie script rather than a real ransom demand. The note instructed the Ramseys to follow the demands exactly, threatening that they had a 99% chance of never seeing their daughter again if they did not comply. Alarmed, John and Patsy immediately contacted the police. As the morning hours passed with no further communication from the kidnappers, John Ramsey decided to search the house. In a tragic twist, by early afternoon, he discovered JonBenét's lifeless body in the basement of their own home. When John Ramsey found his daughter's body in the basement, he rushed to bring her upstairs, contaminating the crime scene. JonBenét had been strangled, and her skull was fractured. The official cause of death was later determined to be asphyxia by strangulation associated with craniocerebral trauma. The situation was made even more complex by the fact that there were no signs of forced entry into the house, leading investigators to question whether the crime was a botched kidnapping or something far more sinister. The police, for their part, made several missteps in the early hours of the investigation. Well-meaning friends and family members entered the home to offer support, unwittingly disturbing key evidence. In the wake of JonBenét's murder, the investigation quickly spiraled into a media frenzy. The Ramseys were thrust into the public eye, and both John and Patsy became the subject of intense scrutiny. Their behavior, particularly the decision not to cooperate fully with police or to take polygraph tests, fueled growing suspicion. Media outlets had a field day, offering sensationalized theories about the family's involvement and turning the case into a national spectacle. Several theories began to emerge. One, the intruder theory. This theory suggests that an unknown intruder entered the Ramsey home, committed the crime, and left with little trace. Proponents of this theory point to the ransom note as evidence of a calculated attempt to cover up the true motive. However, the lack of physical evidence pointing to an intruder, combined with the unusual details of the ransom note, leaves this theory open to question. 2. The family involvement theory. Some have speculated that someone in the Ramsey family, either JonBenét's parents or her older brother Burke, was involved in her death. Could a family member have accidentally killed JonBenét during a fight or argument? Or was it a case of something more sinister, such as a botched attempt at staging a kidnapping? 3. The accident theory. Another possibility is that JonBenét's death was the result of an accident that the family tried to cover up. Some theorists believe that the blow to JonBenét's head was not intentional and that the family staged the scene to avoid public backlash and embarrassment. However, the lack of clear evidence supporting this theory leaves many questions unanswered. Despite decades of investigation, the JonBenét Ramsey case remains one of America's most notorious unsolved murders. Theories abound, but there has never been enough definitive evidence to charge anyone. The failure to secure the crime scene in the initial hours of the investigation, coupled with missteps such as allowing friends and family to enter the house, has led many to question whether the case was doomed from the start. JonBenét's death was one of the first major crimes to be heavily influenced by media coverage, and the sensationalized theories that emerged in the press may have complicated the investigation even further. For many, the JonBenét case became a defining moment of the 1990s, a tragic story that captivated the nation and continues to fascinate the public. It serves as a cautionary tale of how the media can shape perceptions of guilt and innocence, and how a botched investigation can lead to years, if not decades, of confusion and uncertainty. The mystery of JonBenét Ramsey's death is not just a story about a little girl's tragic demise, but also a symbol of the broader societal issues surrounding criminal investigations, media influence, and the lasting impact of unsolved crimes on families. The case of JonBenét Ramsey remains a haunting, open-ended mystery. Despite the passage of time and numerous investigations, the question of who killed JonBenét continues to cast a shadow over the family, the public, and law enforcement alike. The investigation's failures, compounded by the many theories and media sensationalism, have left the case unresolved, and the Ramsey family continues to carry the burden of a tragic loss. As we reflect on this story, we can only hope that one day, the truth will be uncovered and justice will be served. Until then, JonBenét Ramsey's murder remains an unsolved mystery, forever etched in the annals of American crime history. Thank you for exploring this journey with me. If you find value in understanding these complex and often dark realities, please consider subscribing. Until next time, stay safe.